Hello, this is the Mert Auto Trader video for March the 6th. I want to just cover a couple of administrative issues first before we get into the video. First of all, the American clocks have gone back, I think gone forward, which means that there is an adjustment needed for Mert. This value here, New York Stock Exchange Open Local Time, it will need to be changed if you're not in the US. Obviously, if you're in the US, then it doesn't change. But if you're outside the US and there's a time zone difference between you and New York, like here in the UK, it's normally 14:30, and I've had to change it back to 13:30. So if you're in Denmark or Italy, like I know a couple of subscribers are, please be aware of that. And just make sure that that's changed. So that's one thing. And the other thing is quite a few of the trial subscribers are coming off their trials. Now, if you would like to go live, you need to let me know, because I haven't put the actual live version on in the trading app store. It's only the trial version. If you want the live version, please let me know, and I will happily set it up for you. A couple of the trial users have already done that, and they're going live. So if you're one of the trial users coming off and you want to go live, please let me know and I will do it for you. It's not that difficult. It's just I haven't put that in the App Store. Okay, back to the video. And Friday was a good day, but frustrating. Unfortunately, not good for us. In the words of Morecambe Wise, it did all the right things, but not necessarily in the right order. It did a sell trade exactly at the right time, and it would have made 20 easy points, except it was a dummy trade. Now, I have mentioned many times before that the system is all about only taking good trades and trying to avoid the bad trades that just cut you up. And one of the things that it does is a dummy trade where it does a trade but not with real money. And what it does is it keeps you out of a bad trade. And one of the criteria is if all the signals it gets are near or inside the reference bar, because that is a typical that's what typically happens if the market's just going to thrash around the reference bar and stop us out. So when the signals are all inside or very close to the reference bar, it doesn't actually do a real trade. And that's what happened here. See, all the signals leading up to why it was going to do a sell were all inside the reference bar. And so it does a sell trade, but it's a dummy, which means you can see here it's the sell. And you see it's trying to enter the sell, so it's using real data. But all it does is it enters the trade, but just doesn't do a real trade in the market. So if this was a real trade, you would have seen a red arrow and it would have said short a couple of contracts, but it didn't. But what it does is it acts as if we're in a trade, so it holds off further trades. But unfortunately, in this instance, that was the wrong thing to do, because the market stayed around inside the reference bar, making us think it was going to be a boring day, and then just collapsed. And when you consider there was a big opening down gap, I would have expected something like that, but much sooner. I mean, had it happened sooner, had the market started to drop away here, we would have entered a sell trade. But it didn't. It consolidated inside the reference bar, and we would say, you know what, this is probably going to be a boring day. So we didn't do a bad trade, but we didn't take the sell trade. And I've never seen the system before take a dummy trade when there's been a really big move like there was this, because normally the market drops away or climbs very rapidly. Even if there's a down gap, usually the consolidation ends around here and then it starts dropping away, and so we get in on a sell. So that's what a dummy trade. Somebody asked me, what is a dummy trade all about? It's all about making a trade, being in a trade, but not actually putting the trade in the market. And if you want to look at another example, the 13th of February is another day with a dummy trade. So no trades, no profit, no loss, but it was a day that we could have made a lot of points had we traded. All right, thanks for listening. Speak to you soon. Bye.